Hey, Raider Homer. This is your boy, the Mob Boss, man. Just wanted to let you know you're doing a good thing with this Raider Homer podcast, man. I'm loving it. And I also wanted to give a big shout out to my big brother Wayne, a.k.a. The Violator. Man, just wanted to say thank you for all your inspiration, for everything you do for the Raider Nation for so many years. You've just done so much for all of us as Raider fans and supporters of the Raiders. We just wanted to say we love you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep inspiring and get some.
What's up, Raider Nation? This is The Violator, and you're watching the Raider Homer channel.
Hello, Raider Nation. Welcome back to Monday Nights Live. I'm Raider Homer, and tonight we're going to hear from Black Widow Raiderette, the new heavyweight champ of the Only Nation podcast, Heidi Stabbert, a.k.a. Kevlar, Oaktown Legends, OG Raider Ray, and making his appearance here on the Raider Homer channel, Stoner Dude of the Raider metal band, Raiderhead. Now, we're all going stir crazy sitting at the house, so we might as well do it together, Raider Nation style. So be sure to comment in the live chat and leave a voicemail for the Raider Homer phone blitz. But before we get to tonight's guest, I'd like to thank Raider Mob Boss for this Raider Mob Boss koozie. I appreciate it, Mr. Mob Boss. Make sure you hit him up. You know, Raider Nation, hit him up and you can get one for yourself. Alright, and the Raider Homer patches are in the mail, and I'll post a new package deal once they arrive. I also have some magnets for you to purchase, so hit me up and I'll get you squared away. So it's been a strange offseason to say the least, but Mayock is delivering joy and cheer throughout the Raider Nation with his free agent signings. And even though the draft in Vegas went to shit, I'm still excited to see who we pick, because Mayock knows, and he's proven that so far. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to get the notices when I post my shows to YouTube and social media. Also, don't forget to check out the Only Nation podcast on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting apps. And I'm excited to announce that the first episode of Take Aim with Zags is now on YouTube. Head over there and subscribe to her channel also. Show these Raiderettes some support, Raider Nation. They work their asses off to bring you good content. And we definitely need content in a time like this. So with all that being said, let's get to our guests. All right, Raider Nation, here she is, the one and only Black Widow Raiderette. How you doing, Black Widow?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a while since you were on the Raider Invasion podcast, episode 9, so I'm glad you're back on the Raider Homer channel.
Yeah, thank you.
So, you know, these are some crazy times, right? All this COVID stuff going on, you know. So, you know, how you handling all that? What's going on over there in Oklahoma?
Man, it's all right. I mean, it's crazy as far as, you know, people hoarding. I think that's pretty much all over the country, but I've worked from home for over a year now, so I'm kind of used to being a homebody. So the transition isn't as bad for myself as it is for probably a lot of people. very fortunate to still have a job, and Rolando as well. So we're blessed to still be getting an income. But man, it's really rough. I had to go to the emergency room on last Friday, which everything's fine. But man, I'm telling you, during a pandemic, that is frightening. Yeah, it was very scary. I mean, it looked like I was walking into a war zone. Just everybody's wearing masks and covers over their scrubs, and I was required to wear a mask. But I'm glad that they were implementing that, and they hadn't run out of masks at that particular time. So I'm hoping that things start to mellow out soon. I mean, this is rough. It's scary for all of us, and I just keep praying for the entire world that somebody comes with a breakthrough, because we definitely need it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But like I was saying, I was talking to Watts about it. On the back end, China's coming out of it. They're saying we're looking at a 10-week stretch. They had that 10-week stretch or whatever. So just, Raider Nation, do what they're saying. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Stay clean. Wash your hands. Only go somewhere for the essentials. And you know what? Like Black Widow was saying, don't order. Just make sure that the elderly, if they need some help them. Just watch out for each other, Raider Nation, and we'll get through this.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely important to stay in as much as you possibly can, because the more people that go out, the further it's going to spread, and the longer we're all going to have to stay in. So, do stay in, even if your government officials don't necessarily tell you to. I think it's probably a good practice to do right now anyway, until things are completely calm.
Yeah. And I was just saying, even though all this is going on, the Raider Nation, we can keep each other entertained. There's a lot of content out there. So, Mayock, he's out there killing it, signing all these free agents, So how are you feeling about that? How are you feeling about this free agent class?
Man, okay, so second time with Mayock, and I love what he's doing. He's building a franchise the way it's supposed to be built. And it's funny because, I'm pretty on top of signings and news with the Raiders. I'm always posting stuff, and because not everybody will see like the news, and they'll just be on social media, or they won't even see like ESPN or necessarily what's happening with the Raiders, because the Raiders obviously don't post it until a contract is signed.
Right.
But it's pretty much, the writing on the wall. Not everybody listens to Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter and all that. So I'll try to kind of post things here and there, so people, if they see it, they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. But it makes me laugh because some of these people are upset about these draft picks, and I'm like, try to remember that not everybody free agent signings, not everybody that we get in free agency is going to be a starter or even make the team. A lot of these guys are brought in as a camp body or to put pressure in camp for other players that we know will be on the team. So I think it's a good lesson to remember that, and not over freak out about some of these guys that we're not too sure about. But it's still good. I'm one of those people, I'm always willing to give every player a chance, even if they had a bad season somewhere else. Who knows? Maybe a change of scenery can change that. And I think a prime example, at least that I'm hoping, is with Eli Apple. We picked him up. He's probably been a little bit of a problem in the locker room. And I guess there were some issues with his mom. Honestly, I don't really know about all the details on that because I just try to ignore it. But I'm hoping that he'll work out for us. And it never hurts to have more depth in the backfield. Our defense has been one of the worst in a while. And, we saw that last year. So I'm happy that we made a lot of defensive moves so far.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Corey Littleton signing, right? That was a great pickup. We need a middle linebacker desperately, somebody that can cover the linebackers, and he is capable of doing that. I mean, the tight ends, and he is capable of doing that. So that's an exciting pickup. I think I can't remember what's the tackle's name from Collins, right? From the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah,
Yeah, we let's see, it's Malik Collins.
right.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward
he's
to
a great.
him. Yeah, putting that. You're talking about camp bodies and things like that, but it's about competition, right? So now Hurst has to step up
Hmm.
his game. And so does
Yes.
Hankins and things
Yeah.
like that. And they're definitely working on the middle of that defense, especially with the signing of Heath. At safety. So I mean, that was man, he's
Mhm.
killing
Mhm.
it. He's killing it, and it looks like Marinelli, right, has his fingerprints all over this, right?
Oh yeah, it's great. And one thing about Malik is he's a great 3-down player, and he's quick, and he can definitely help with the pass rush. And I'm hoping that he can move the pocket if he does end up being a starter. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they only sign him for 1 year, so pretty low risk. It's a good way for him to prove himself on our team. A lot of people, a lot of people are kind of laughing about how we got so many Cowboy players, but people forget that Brashada was with the Cowboys, so it makes sense. Kind of like how we got Burfict, because Gunther is
Yeah.
there, and it's like, well, worked with him before. I know how he operates, so let's bring him in and see if he can work with us as well. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm happy with the signings. I wasn't worried about him coming from the Cowboys. Like I said, I saw Marinelli, and like you said, the special teams coach. They're getting guys that they know can play and can play within their system, and that's something that we want to see. We want players that can come and quickly make adjustments and perform well on the field and help us win. And coaches that believe in their players and bring their players in, are successful at that for a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm really excited, and like you were talking about with Littleton. I mean, my goodness. And he also, I think he blocked like 5 punts last year. Like, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool. Like,
yeah, he's a
he played
playmaker.
like 30% special teams. Yeah, it was great. And Kotowski, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm
Kwiatkowski.
honestly,
I just call him K-Towski.
yeah. That's good. Yeah. I believe he's going to be a true Mike for us. And I think another reason why we picked him up is, we've got to cover Travis Kelce on the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like it or not, they are a great team. Obviously, they just won the damn Super Bowl, but we've got to be able to keep up with the Chiefs. They're probably our number one competition at this point.
And speaking of competition, right, the hot topic, Mariota. How are you feeling about the Mariota signing? The contract just came out today. It's incentive laden, right? It's show me you can do it. It doesn't necessarily, in my mind, mean that he's going to take Carr's job because he's got to do that on the field. So how are you feeling about the Mariota signing?
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's definitely going to put pressure on Carr to fight to keep his spot. And like you said, he's not going to come out here and just flat out take Carr's job. Carr's been with the system for so long, but one of the things that I like about Mariota is he can scramble and he can extend those plays out whenever he needs to. He's not necessarily the best at throwing downfield, but man, he can run. And that's something that Carr, I believe, definitely lacks in. Carr doesn't scramble. He doesn't. And, a lot of that has to do with the offensive line not necessarily being the best, but the offensive line did pretty damn good, a lot better than the year before. So,
right.
I don't hate it. Definitely not. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Mariota's going to come in and be the next Jim Plunkett," and I'm like, "Well, pump the brakes. Let's not crown him yet."
Yeah.
But they have a lot of similarities. They even broke the leg in the same week when Derek Carr. Oh man, that was terrible.
I know. Oh my God, I remember that, man. I just looked at my friend. I said, "It's over." I tried to be positive. But you just knew it was over. And it finally, we're getting into the playoffs and he breaks his damn leg. Like, come on, football gods. What else can you do to the Raider Nation?
And now we know because the draft isn't going to happen in Vegas.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just,
That's what we can do. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I really don't hate it. Like I said, I'm willing to give any of these guys a chance. And if they don't work out, then so be it,
Yeah.
Move on to the next guy. But I can't hate on a guy for coming in and wanting to work his ass off to play and do his job. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Mariota provides that spark that Derek Carr needs. I think that John Gruden's been looking for a way to inspire Derek Carr to get him fired up, but Gruden's used to, yelling and screaming and all that, but that doesn't necessarily work with Carr. So I think that this is a good move in the sense that Carr, he's going to see Mariota there running around and things like that. So Carr's going to know that he has to do the same thing also. And, I think he's going to get over it because he did run a little bit more last year than he ever did. He got 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, that's for a pocket passer, that's pretty good. You saw him dive over the goal line. I think that was pretty key in saying that he felt a little bit better about where his body was coming off of those injuries and then getting sacked for the most times in his career. You know what I mean? So I think that he will start to run a little bit more, and this could be the inspiration that Gruden's been looking for to get to Carr,
So my question to you is then, why? Because I love Carr. I definitely think he has potential if he's got the right weapons. But why do we need someone else to come in there and motivate him? Why? Does that mean that Carr? Why does that have to happen to motivate Carr? Carr should already be motivated enough.
Well, I mean? I don't think he. I mean, it's a tough question to answer, right? You're right, but at the same time, sometimes you get comfortable, and you just need a little bit of a wake up call, and that's kind of what I think. He's gone through so much. Carr has, it's the changes, the injuries, the coaching changes, the injuries, and all that. So, I mean, I don't know why he would need somebody to come in there, but it happens to all the positions. Anytime another player comes in, that's why they do it, right? Competition. So that's the way it goes. Sometimes you just need to bring in a guy that's breathing down your neck just to kind of get what, screw that. I'm not going to get beat out. I'm not going to lose my job. And that would be what, the inspiration that he's looking for. Right now, it's like, okay, well, how do I win? Or before he was just he was comfortable. He knew he was going to start. But now he doesn't know he's going to start. Nobody really knows who's going to start. So
yeah. And I was just playing devil's advocate at that point. I mean, I'm aware of everybody is in competition with everyone else, but it makes you wonder because there's certain things about Carr that are great and certain things about Carr that are not so great, like his scrambling. So I'm interested to see how this does push him and motivate him to maybe try maybe he could even learn some things from Mariota. So we'll see.
Right. So how you just mentioned the draft. It's not in Vegas anymore. They're still having it though. Whenever the season's going to start is still up in question. That's another thing, right? We don't know if they're even going to be able to practice for Mariota to come in because he can look at the book and learn to call the plays or whatnot. But it's getting in there, getting in that huddle, getting it the way that Gruden wants it called, and he may not get that. So with all that being said, though, how do you feel about the draft? Where should we go with the draft?
Yeah, I am really hoping that we get a receiver with the first or second pick that we have in the first round, whether it be Ruggs or Lamb or, but Mayock has specifically said that there's about 25 good receivers in this draft, through several rounds. So it wouldn't surprise me if they go defense, and with our first couple of picks and then just, use a later round to get a receiver. But honestly, I hope that we do pick a number one receiver because we definitely need it. And, our free agent Aguilar, he's not the best. He'll probably be a situational receiver if he even stays on the team. But we definitely need a true number one, without a doubt.
Yeah, that AB was saying, would you remember everybody's questioning whether we would bring back AB? Like, no, please don't bring him back because that guy just he's not there mentally. I don't think he just went through too much.
No, he's not. And I'm glad that Mayock shot that down real quick too. Whenever they had their meeting or interview, and they asked him, "Hey, what about Antonio Brown?" He's like, he pretty much said that ship has sailed, and I was like, "Oh, good, thank God."
Yeah. So, even though the draft is not going to be held, construction is still going on the stadium. Have you been to Las Vegas yet? Have you seen the stadium in person?
I have never been to Las Vegas in my entire life.
Were you planning on going to the draft?
Oh yeah. We had our flight. We had a place to stay. We were looking at things to do. Whenever the draft wasn't going on, and ultimately canceled our flight 2 days ago. We were kind of thinking maybe coronavirus will pass by then, and it is not looking like it at all. So, and cancel our flight. But it's a bummer. It's a real bummer, but I'm excited. I've obviously seen the pictures and videos of the stadium all over social media and whatnot. So
Star, huh? I like the owl.
Yeah.
But let me.
Yeah,
what
I like
was
the owl too.
what was the Aliceum on the Only Nation podcast?
For being closely related to Star Wars, Darth Vader, and all that.
Yeah.
So it kind of made sense. But I don't care what it's called. I'm just hope that we can win.
Yeah.
And we finally have our own stadium. As much as I hate that it's not in Oakland, I'm a Raiders fan, and I'm definitely happy that they get their own place.
Yeah, it's about time. I went to Oakland, only a few times, but I fell in love with it. It would have been great to go back there, for years, like you put in. But it's a new frontier now. Any plans on going to Vegas this year for the games?
What was that?
Do you have any plans to go to any games in Vegas?
Yeah, I don't think we'll go to the first game as much as I'd like to, but it's going to be able to find tickets even now. But we're definitely going to go to at least one or two home games. They got to check it out. Have to at least check it out. And it's going to be up to us Raider fans who know the Oakland culture to make sure that at least some of that transfers over to Las Vegas. We don't want the entire culture and the way that we celebrate the Raiders to change. So I'm excited to go there and tailgate and hang out with people and let them know how we did it in Oaktown.
Yeah, that would be great, man. That would be great. Hey, so I haven't seen you post your podcast here lately. What's going on with that?
Well, your phone cut out. I didn't hear you.
I haven't seen you post your podcast. What's going on with that?
Oh yeah, I haven't done that in a while. I have not had time. I only did episodes, and then I ended up just too busy, and wasn't able to continue it. Unfortunately, I had fun doing it. I just don't have the time in the evenings to edit everything. But so it's been a while since. I haven't even really had time to go live and talk about stuff, but it was a challenge. I liked it, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one too. I liked it too. Hopefully you find some time for that, in the future, in the near future.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you were breaking up. All right, cool, Will. Thanks again for coming on the show. But before I let you go, tell the Raider Nation where to find you on social media.
You can find me on Instagram at Black Widow Raiderette and at Twitter R8R.
All right, cool. I appreciate it, Black Widow.
Thank you so much for having me on.
No problem. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, Raider Nation, you know who she is, Black Widow Raiderette. She's been doing this for a while. She put in a lot of work, man. So go, give her some likes on social media, follow her, encourage her, to get that podcast going up again, man. Because that was a good podcast. You can still find it though out there. So take a listen. All right. Now our next guest is Heidi Stabbert. I've been podcasting with her for about a couple of months now. It's going well. I enjoy it. She was kicking my ass in the last podcast about the Mariota topic. So let's go ahead and get her on the line. All right, Raider Nation, here she is, Heidi Stabbert, aka Kevlar Prom Dress. How you doing, Heidi? Fresh off your victory over Raider Homer on the Mariota topic. How you doing?
Hey, all what I said is he's going to be given a chance to compete.
I know. But hey, everybody's fired up about it right now. You know, they're looking at that contract and all the posts out there. Oh man, car is gone. You know, so. But I think it's just it's a prove-it contract, though.
Well, it's just a contract that paves the path that if he ends up starting, he would be compensated close to what a starter would be given.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 years up to $37.5 million. That includes 60% playing, going to the playoffs, the Super Bowl. So even if he ends up starting, he's probably not going to see those numbers. But there's always a chance. Carr can get hurt. Like we kind of talked with a shortened season and Carr's knowledge of the playbook, you know, he's still probably the default starter. But you never know who's going to trade who. And it's just going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, all eyes are going to be on that competition, the QB competition, that's for sure. And the NFL, even the NFL Network's going to love this, you know?
Yeah. But, not too worried about it because, like I said, we can't even do OTAs. Players can't even go to team facilities. So we kind of have to wait it out. But obviously, the NFL is going forward with the season, but it's just the paperwork part that they're going forward with.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that my boy Carr makes it, man. Come on, Derek Carr. Beat him out. Take us to the Super Bowl and shut them all up. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm hoping for. You know, the guy's put in his... That would
be great.
Yeah, he poured in his heart and soul into the team, got injured, all that jazz, man. I don't think he deserves the animosity that he gets from some of the Raider Nation. You know, he's we all want to win, but we ain't been winning, you know, well before Carr. So I just want to see him do well because he's going to own the Raider record books, you know. He doesn't have the wins, you know. But if he can get some winning seasons, he'll be right there, you know.
Yeah, and I am for playing whoever can lead us to the Super Bowl. Whichever quarterback gives us the best opportunity to win, that's what I'm going to go for.
Yeah.
So I'm almost kind of neutral about it. I do like Carr. I like Carr as a person. I've enjoyed him being really my favorite Raider for the last few years. Of course, he will never replace Marcus Allen as my all-time Raider favorite. But I'm hoping he's able to do it. But if not, and Mariota can, let Mariota do it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, though, if Mariota came in and took us to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be upset. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure if he's going to be able to do that. Because, yeah, like you were talking about Carr, you know, he already knows the playbook. He knows how Gruden wants the plays called. Mariota's not going to be able to get in the building and practice that. So Carr has that edge, you know. And they did sign him for 2 years, so, you know, it's going to be an interesting 2 years. You know, there's if Carr stays around, if they don't, you know, pull a Khalil Mack on him.
Right. But I would be prepared that, you know, anything is possible, especially up until the draft is over.
Yeah.
I really would.
Yeah, because, you know, they could package deal him up real quick, you know, trying to get that second-round pick. I don't know if they would get a second-round pick after Calais Campbell went for a fifth or whatever, you know, but, yeah, I could see that.
Right.
You know, you never know.
Yeah, you know, has quietly shopped him a little bit, but no other team wants to give up any pick of value.
Yeah.
You know, with Calais Campbell going for, you know, a fifth-round pick, you know, what does that tell you what they're willing to part with just to get a quarterback who may or may not lose out to the backup this year? who knows?
Yeah. So, I guess let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in Cali. How are you doing over there? How are you faring through all this stuff?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just really staying at home. I did go out for groceries once last week, and I did kind of sneak to 7-Eleven today to get a few Monsters. It's
Your
just
favorite?
around the corner from my house.
You can't.
And I wore gloves. I didn't touch anything in the store. And I stood back from everyone. And there weren't that many people in the store, and I went straight home. I was gone for maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, that poster or that picture you posted of the medical, facility, that was kind of creepy, man.
Yes, that is the only level 1 trauma center in the region. And they have a ton of triage tents set up in the emergency. And, one of my friends said, oh, it's just for isolation and testing. That's all what they're there for. They're expecting a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's a huge amount of they have blocked off the entire emergency room parking lot.
I'm surprised there's no, reports of players coming out of California, testing positive. I mean, Sean Payton tested positive, but I mean, California is really getting hit hard,
Well, that goes back to what kind of testing is allowed. In some parts of the country, it's easy to get a test. In most of the country, it's really difficult. That's just, the numbers that are out right now aren't accurate because we have so many people. If the doctor says, yes, I think this is what you have, your flu tests are coming back negative, you have all the symptoms, but they won't allow me to test you because you do not fall into this category or this category or this category. But, I'm prepared and watch football and talk football.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me too much because I'm pretty much an introvert and I like to stay in my cave as it is.
Oh man. Well, let's get back to football then. How you feeling about the draft? What should we do with our first 2 picks?
Oh, geez, that's a loaded question. My answer is very different than what it would have been a week ago.
Right.
It is, I think a wise pick at 12 or 19 would be a cornerback. But Gruden loves offense, so I still think one of those 2 picks is going to be a quarterback or a wide receiver. I'm thinking quarterbacks all of a sudden. But I could see wide receiver and cornerback and then picking up another linebacker in a later round. Hey, hold on. Well, I told you I was going to try to get my dog to not bark.
He likes being on the show.
Yeah, Jeannie just wanted to be part of the show.
Yeah, she does, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I would like to see us pick another linebacker, maybe a mid-round one. I wouldn't mind it in the draft. Because we missed out on Chris Harris, Darius Slay, Byron Jones, pretty much everyone. I would like to see a number 1 corner to be picked. Eli Apple, he's there for depth. Probably is doing better than a lot of cornerbacks we've had in the last few years, but he's not really anything special. I'm just like, he's there for depth. he'll be okay. That's just my opinion on it.
I'm putting my money on Trayvon Mullen. You know, the more and more I think about it. Last year, you know, he only got burned that one game. He looked really bad, but then he started playing hard and he started making the adjustments and he was jumping routes. You know, he was doing very well. You know, of course, he didn't allow a touchdown in college, so I think that guy can
That
become.
ruined it that first game.
Huh?
He had a rude awakening his first game.
Well, yeah, that's the
pro
difference
game.
between the NFL and college, you know. But like I said, he bounced back, you know, and I think he can be an elite cornerback. You know, one of the best that we've had since Nadi Asamoah, you know. Of course, you know, Charles Woodson too, you know, but I just don't see him. You know, he's not gonna be another Charles Woodson, you know, but he can definitely be a Nadi Asamoah, I think, you know, because the kid, man, like I said, he dropped those balls. He needs to work on his hands though, you know, but he could have got a couple of pick sixes, you know.
Yeah, he's been playing catch with Amari Cooper.
Oh, don't do that anymore. You know, man. But yeah, the defense is looking pretty good right now on paper. You know, I like that. We talked about it. You know, I like the Corey Littleton pick a lot. You know, we were hoping to get him on the Only Nation podcast, and we got him. We got him at a good deal. Kwiatkowski or Katowski, that's what I'll just call him. I'm excited to see where he's going to end up on, you know, on the outside, you know, left or right, you know, weak or strong. Yeah, Malik.
Kwiatkowski, I would expect him to be in the middle. I really would.
You know, well, I think we were talking about Corey Littleton being on the outside, but I think he's actually an inside linebacker.
He can play it. I think he can play any of the spots as far as what I've seen out of his game. But Kwiatkowski, I would expect to compete or even be the middle linebacker.
Yeah, and put Corey Littleton on the strong side, right, to cover the tight ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then.
But I think with adding those two, having Markel Lee tendering Nicholas Amaro, I'm feeling a lot better about that linebacker core than I was a year ago.
Yeah.
Much better.
Well, I mean, I like the Burfict signing, and we were playing well with Burfict in there, but then, yeah, the league, they ended that with the suspension, and then that's when it started going downhill. But I definitely like the Corey Littleton signing better than I do the Burfict signing, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Littleton, I'm really looking forward to see him cover the tight ends. He's very electric. I think I posted a video or two of his on my page on Facebook, and it's worth checking out. You can watch that and get really excited over the player we picked up.
You know, another interesting competition is going to be between Heath and Eric Harris. You know, now my money's on Eric Harris though, because he was ball hawking last year. You know, but that's another competition that I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I could see them going head to head. I could also see them deciding to get another safety in on it. I don't think they're quite happy with their options there. And plus, they're really not sure if Jonathan Abram is going to excel and have a good rookie year. I know technically he's not a rookie, but he only played in one game last year.
Yeah.
So he's the same as a rookie in my book.
Yeah, no, this is definitely like a rookie season again. Yeah, he only played like 6 plays or something like that, right?
No, actually, he played the entire game as far as I remember.
Okay.
Because it was such a shock when the news came out the next day that he was hurt. Everyone was like, well, where did he get hurt?
Yeah,
he played the entire game.
I think he's going to be fine, though. I really do. He was in position. You know, just he tore that shoulder up, man. But I think he's going to be fine. I think the competition between Heath and Harris. And I'm just, you know, I guess they would have to go into the free agents. So what kind of safeties do you like in the, I guess they would have to go get a free safety in the draft. So what kind of safeties do you like? Or what safeties do you like that are in the draft?
You know, I honestly haven't researched it enough to say. I just haven't. I've been, you know, what I have read was earlier in free agency and the league started. So everything has changed, and I need to look to see, who would do well in our system, if our system even stays.
Yeah, because, like you were the one that said that Marinelli has his fingerprints all over these signings, the Heath signing and the
Right.
Collins signing, so that's an interesting,
Right.
that's another competition, I guess, that's going to be interesting to see what happens there.
Right. And I really think that Gunther could be out during this year. I think he could be sent on his walking path with, if he trails again, good luck. I could see him being fired at some point in the season.
Yeah.
Even though he's really good friends with Gruden.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we got to have that defense. Gruden, he doesn't necessarily score a lot of points with his offense. He runs the clock down. He plays ball control. We need that defense that can hold the team to 17 points, and then when we put up our, 24 to 28 points, we can win those games, those close games, not let the games get out of hand like the Minnesota game where they just blew us up in the second quarter, and that happened twice. And the Chiefs game, that's got to stop. We have to stop that.
Yeah. Pretty much, if we lost, it was I'm only remembering last year the Texans game. We were in it till the end.
Yep.
But yeah, the Vikings game and KC, and I know there were other games that we lost where it got out of control. But, we'll see. I'm not a fan of Paul Gunther. He might pull a 180 like Tom Cable did last year and put out a great product. So I would be pleasantly surprised if he did that. I'm not expecting him to do it. But if he did, then I will come on and say I was wrong, and he's actually a decent coordinator. I don't think he is, but he's got to prove it to me.
Yeah, this is a prove-it year, right? This is a prove-it year for sure. All the way from Mariota to Carr to Gruden, Gunther. Mayock's been proving that he's doing his job. But this is a prove-it year. We gotta get a winning season. That's what we gotta get. We have to have a winning season this year and make a push to the playoffs. It's gonna be hard to overcome the Chiefs, but if we can get a wild card spot, that would be excellent. Get that monkey off our back from 2016 and the years before. Start making the steps forward. Bring in more, attract more players because we're going to the playoffs. It's not, not just about money coming over here. We need it bad. This is a prove-it year for the organization for sure, especially after getting a new stadium.
Yeah, and one thing I was kind of disappointed about today was I saw that, of course, we signed Malik Collins, who I was very excited about, but we signed him to a one-year prove-it deal. I would have liked for us to lock him up for a little bit longer, but a one-year deal, $6 million, 5.75 guaranteed. But, maybe he didn't want to sign a long-term deal because he wants to be able to prove that he deserves more. So that might have been on his end. But I would have loved to see him wrap up at least for 2 or 3 years.
Well, yeah, because, Hurst is coming up, on his 4th year? I think Hankins, he didn't get a huge contract. PJ Hall, we don't even know if he's gonna make the team now. So
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I know you don't. I'm rooting for the guy though. I like the guy. It just didn't make the impact that we needed him to make.
He needs to quit laying on the couch and eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Hey, I like to do that too.
Yeah, but no comment. Now, not that I'm not guilty of doing the same thing, just laying around and eating. Totally guilty, 100%. But I'm also not supposed to be an elite athlete either. So.
Yeah, that's true. Me either. Even though
I'm being hypocritical, but I can because I'm not paid to be an athlete.
So, what else you got for me
Yes.
today?
What else? Man, going through everything that we heard today and everything that we did on our last show. We covered so much on our last show,
Yeah.
the Only Nation podcast. So if you have not heard our newest episode, head over to the Only Nation podcast in your podcast app and check it out. It was released today. It has a pretty in-depth look at the start of free agency and a pretty in-depth look at the collective bargaining agreement. And it's also the show where I kick Homer's ass.
Hey, I took it like a champ, though, man. I took it like a champ.
You did, and you acknowledged it right away, so I'm proud of you.
I can learn. I'm a learner.
Yeah, you're a good egg.
And on that note, tell the Raider Nation where to find you on social media, because you're out of here.
You totally broke up there. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Before I let you go, tell the Raider Nation where to find you on social media.
You can find me on social media on Twitter. My handle is at Kevlar Prom Dress. And you can find me on Instagram. It's also Kevlar Prom Dress. I am on Facebook as Heidi Stabbert. And my nickname over there is Raider Ladybug. And let's see, where else am I? You can check out my Raiders page on Facebook. It's called Die Hard Raiders with a Vengeance. And that's about it. You can send me a Facebook request. I probably won't even look at it for a month, but go ahead and do that, and I will get around to it.
All right, cool. Thanks, Heidi. I appreciate you
Thank you very
subbing
much,
for me.
Homer.
You always got my back, and I appreciate it.
Hey, I'm there for you, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Okay, talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, Raider Nation, make sure you go and check out the Only Nation podcast with me and Heidi Stabbert, where we do go into a deep conversation about the CBA, the free agents that we signed, and all things Raider, man. We're doing that every week, man. We're working hard out here to bring you Raider content with the positive spin, and you can go laugh at me getting my ass kicked on that podcast also. It was kind of funny. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the phone blitz.
Raider Homer. Hey, it's Raider Roo from Woodland, California, man. Just checking in, letting you know we're doing good out here. The Spivers hasn't got us yet. We're still out here working. Checking in with the Raider Nation. How y'all feeling about these free agents we picked up lately? Go Raiders.
Raider Homer, Edwin Show. How you doing, buddy? Just wanted to spend a minute or two letting everyone know why I'm so against Derek Carr as the Raider quarterback. There's a lot of positive comments I read about Derek Carr from Raider Nation, and I have a hard time figuring out what justifies those comments. I don't see it. He's been with us 6 years. We've been in one playoff game in 2016 that we got our butts kicked. And the nucleus of the Raiders is playoffs and Super Bowls. It always has been. But throughout Derek Carr's career and a number of other substandard quarterbacks, we're not getting anywhere. I ask people to leave comments about what Carr has done in order to get everybody's approval of his high stature, which I don't see. People can leave comments or let Raider Homer know why they think what they think Derek Carr has done in such a positive fashion with the Raiders, I'd like for them to let him know. Now, I don't want to hear, please, I'm not asking for excuses like defense, like different coaches, like different OCs. I don't want to hear, I'm not asking for excuses. I'm asking, what has he done to improve or help the Raiders get to the promised land? I don't see it. I don't see a thing. He definitely does not have a quarterback mentality. His progressions are best one or two before he dumps it off into the ground. And I find that to be totally quarterback instincts that are not there. That he has no quarterback instincts. I think we need to give Mariota a chance to show what he can do by starting for the Raiders in Las Vegas, game 1. Just like we did with Jim Plunkett and Rich Gannon. So again, I'm asking, as a personal quarterback for the Raiders, what has he personally done
All right, Raider Nation. That's all the phone blitzers we have today. Make sure that y'all call in and leave y'all's messages, man. Y'all can give shout outs, leave your opinions, whatever you want to do. Just call the Raider Homers phone blitz at 512-298-2407. I'd love to hear from y'all. And make sure y'all leave those comments. Ed, man, dude, he's been one solid quarterback. He's shown that he loves the team. Yes, we're not winning, dude, but that's not necessarily his fault. You say they're excuses, but in reality, man, it's just the way it is, dude. You can't win with so much change, so much of this and so much of that, dude. Mariota faces the same thing. So what has Mariota done, right? And you can say, oh, he went and got one playoff win. He did do that, and he went and beat Alex Smith-led Chiefs team. So he does have that on Derek Carr, but at the same time, Derek Carr took us to the playoffs also. So just give the guy one more chance, I think. And obviously, we already have a backup plan as a team, so we're about to find out. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hear from Karen Metters.
Hi, Raider Nation. This is Karen Metters of KMCS Shots and Blitzalytics.com. So I want to share with you where you can find all of my fan images from the Raider game sidelines for Raider Nation fan photography. You can go to my Facebook pages, KMCS Shots and Karen Metters Photography. All of those images are free for you to download and use as you please. If you would like to see my NFL authorized game day photos, you can see them at www.blitzalytics.com. That's BLITZALYTICS.com. I have a 20% discount special to my Raider Nation family, and that code is Raiders2020. Apply that at purchase to receive a 20% discount on your digital downloads or prints. Those are your choice. So being a self-funded photographer, I fund my travel to all of the away games, and any purchase or a tip for the photographer is greatly appreciated. Should you like to express your thanks in this way, you can send any amount you feel led to give at Venmo. My Venmo ID is at KAREN-MEDDERS, and Cash App is $KARENMEDDERS, all one word. Thank you, Raider Homer and Raider Nation. You are watching the Raider Homer channel. Go Raiders!
All right, Raider Nation, here he is, the Oaktown legend himself, OG Raider Ray. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. God willing, I'm still alive and all my family's fine. I hope everybody out there is doing good. Man, this is it's a crazy time for us right now, but I'm here and I'm glad to be back on your show, bro. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, dude. All things considered, this is a crazy time in our lives, dude. This is something that, we're definitely going to remember. This is 2020 is going to be a year to remember, dude, and not in a good way, man. So yeah, prayers to you and your family, dude, and everybody in Cali and New York and even in Texas, bro. They're starting to shut down things in Texas, cities in Texas, dude. So it's coming here too. Prayers to us all. Prayers to all the Raider Nation. Yeah, man. It's crazy days.
Yeah, it's getting real out there, bro. It's getting real out there, man. It's an eye opener. It's a humbling experience of all the stuff that's going on. It's a little bit scary, but within faith, I keep my day strong. Unfortunately, my job is deemed an essential job, so I'm still kind of out there, which is scary because I'm not trying to bring anything home to my family. But definitely keeping them precautions and following them guidelines, man. Gotta do it.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm in. As you know, I'm an electrician too, dude. So I'm in an essential trade, so I got to go out there also, dude. And that's something that really worries me, man, because the people that live with me are susceptible to this, dude. So it's, man.
Yeah, man. Every time I pick up a piece of conduit, I'm over there thinking like, man.
Yeah.
Pipe bender or just anything, my plastic cart, my hand tool, ladders, it's like, I'm already starting to write. I'm taking my own ladders, man. I'm taking everything. I'm like, you guys can't borrow nothing. I got my own material. You guys work in this room. I'm working in that room. Everybody eats in their car. No more carpooling. Because I got cats coming up from all over the place, man. Los Angeles, the Valley, Santa Clarita, and I'm coming out of the 805. So it's like there's people from everywhere, man. And all these places are getting all these things going on, all these cases, and it's like, eesh. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to keep that in mind.
Yeah, man. We just got to follow the rules right now, dude, and help minimize the spread of COVID,
Yeah, that's what people got to. A lot of the youngsters are thinking, nah, it's not gonna happen, but it's gonna affect the older people, man, and that's gonna affect moms. It's gonna, people with really low immune systems, and yeah, it's scary, man. You still see people out in Florida partying it up, and people over in Santa Monica Pier, like it's not a thing, dude. And it's like, what's gonna happen is we're gonna end up your lockdown. Then things gonna really get real scary.
Yeah. No, we got to try to avoid that.
Yeah. But hey, through faith, man, we'll just, it'll all pass just like anything else does, man. But yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. Hey, the NFL seemingly, right, they're still planning on having a season so far. The Mayock, he's signing people left and right. So how are you feeling about the free agent class this year?
I've seen a couple free agents that I think would make a good locker presence, especially a tight end, man. It's with Witten coming in, I think with him, complimenting Waller and all these younger guys that we got, Mo Perot, and I think that we're pretty tough right there. I think his veteran presence and what he has to offer in the room, I think it's gonna wake these guys up and be like, oh yeah, man, because with any veteran, dude, even in our trade, they always show us new stuff. All this journeyman, we're showing the younger guys this and this and that. They're like, well, hey, why didn't I think of that? So when it comes to veterans, I think it's a really good thing, man. The linebackers, I haven't really heard too much about them. It could go either way. We need them to cover tight ends, full on rush. I was a really big fan of Whitehead. The way he conducted himself, his effort, but I just think his numbers weren't there. And I think that's why the separation occurred. But, we got Littleton from the Rams, and then we got, how do you pronounce his name? Kowalski from
K-Towski is what I say, dude, yeah.
Okay. Kowalski or something like that,
yeah.
Man. Yeah, and then we got that defensive tackle, Malik Collins. He's got some sacks. He got 14.5 sacks in 55 games, and then we got P.J. Hall and Hurst, who accounted for 9 in 59 games. So I think that can open it up for, salt and pepper in there. I know we got a defensive end. I'm trying to think. Nassib, Carl?
Nassib, yeah.
Nassib, yeah. I think he'll add depth to that. Give him a little couple snaps. I don't think he was really on point, bro. How do you feel about that, though? I know Salt and Pepper did pretty good, but Key was...
Well, I think that Nassib is there to replace Key as the third down pass rusher. That's what Key's responsibility was last year. But you saw him slip off the damn sack on Watson that cost us the game in Houston. You know what I mean? So I think that's what Nassib is there. He's there to replace Key. And hopefully Key though can still provide some solid depth. If he makes a team and whatnot. But I mean, for me, the God damn it. Oh man, I'm off tonight. The Littleton signing is what's really good, dude. That's what we needed the most, dude, because we got to, like you said, we got to cover those tight ends. Kelsey is killing us out there, man. And he's got that ball hawking ability. He's always making plays, recovering fumbles. He's had some, block kicks and things like that. He's a really good player. That's a great signing in my mind. But how are you feeling?
Definitely was a better one.
Yeah. Well, the hot topic is Mariota, though. How are you feeling about the Mariota signing?
I knew that was coming, man. I was going to save that one for last. Mariota, man, I mean, he's young, mobile, definitely going to light a fire up Carr's ass, bro. I'm still with Carr, bro. I mean, the Carr we trust. I mean, he's kind of been given a lot of different, schemes and this and that, but this is third year under Gruden. I think he's going to do all right. I know he's feeling the pressure now. It's kind of like, hey, dude, but then we still got to address that wide receiver issue, the wide receiver issue, man. I mean, I know they got, what's his name, I think, what was it, Aguilar.
Yeah, Aguilar,
I mean, I did some research on him. I looked up some stuff, man. I think he's got something like 224 receptions, 375 targets for 25, 15, 18 touchdowns, but he dropped a lot.
Yeah.
That's like, I think maybe he was put on the FA because, his hands, but I think with our leadership and our coaching staff, I think there's going to be a lot of changing into the way like he positions himself to catch the ball. Carr's going to get that ball right in his hands. So just time will tell with him, but I still think in our draft, we need to go after a wide receiver, man. If not two, that's one thing. Maybe another linebacker, a young one. I'm not really keeping up too much, man, because work's been really, really hectic as far as like what's going on with the draft. I'm still working, so I'm not really home watching SportsCenter on a constant. I still get the alerts, and I try to see who's the best out there for us. But as far as like who's out there in the college right now, it's kind of like I'm almost blind with it right now.
Yeah. No, man. I mean,
but I'm just being honest.
No, I think they loaded up on defense and free agency because they are getting ready to go heavy in offense. In the draft, dude. So
yeah.
They may be getting that wide receiver that, or a couple of wide receivers that everybody's clamoring for, and you never know, maybe another running back, probably looking for some guards to replace Gabe Jackson, that's what I would think. Definitely looks like they're setting up for a strong push for offensive players in the draft, though.
Yeah, because they went pretty tough on the defensive side, just in free agency, man. I don't really know about what Eli Apple, man. I don't know. Wasn't one of his teammates called him a cancer in the locker room?
I haven't heard too much about him. I know that he was drafted in the first round, like Aguilar, so they're going for that first round talent, But yeah, he hasn't lived up to the billing. But he apparently he played better in New Orleans than he did in New York. But like Mayock says, man, they're free agents for a reason. So what you hope though is that Gruden can make that connection with them and get them to start playing right, and the same with Gunther and Marinelli.
Definitely. As long as he can keep them penalties down too, man. Because I seen somewhere down the line he's known for some penalties. So once you get that high number up, you're going to be the eye on these zebras, man. And that's you already know how that is with us.
Yeah. Oh,
the whole
God.
team, organization's under the eye, dude. We're not just playing the team on Sunday. We're playing these fools too.
Yeah, that's, I've been known to say, man, don't worry about the team. Don't scout the team we're going to play. Just find out who the referees are going to be. That way if we have a chance.
Make sure they're not on the same plane as the opposing team, too.
Man, dude, it's crazy. But you would hope, right, that since, Las Vegas just put up a brand new stadium, that, the NFL would be a little more aware of what's going on as far as the referees botching so many calls with the Raiders, dude, because they need Vegas to succeed. So hopefully that animosity, what seemingly is animosity between the referees and the Raiders, goes away. Because they miss too many calls that they can call that would go for us, and then they call too many ticky-tack calls against us. Consistently.
All day. not only that, even with an index card, man. What the?
Yeah,
fuck is up with
dude.
that shit? I'm still salty over that, bro. When he came up with that thing, with that face, man, I was just
He was smiling and
laugh
shit, dude. I know. I was like, you
He came up like he
mofo.
knew it, man. I was like, you sorry motherfucker. Like, damn, dude. Like, really?
Yeah, dude.
Man. So we've been getting fucked with the tuck rule, man.
And then when Carr slid, right, they should have let the clock run down, but they stopped the clock.
Oh yeah.
You know, that cost us that game in the last game in Oakland. You know what I mean? That could have helped us big time, dude, letting that clock run down, you know, but they screwed us again, man.
Yeah, man. That whole atmosphere just changed rapidly because I was there for that game too, and I was like, oh man, everything switched. I'm like, yeah, this is not gonna end good.
No, yeah, man. I was sitting there like, unbelievable. No, they're not going to lose the last game in Oakland like this. No way are the referees going to get involved in it like that. Oh, man, I couldn't believe it.
He just gave us one last finger, bro. Like, go here, fuckers. Like, all right, dog. All right, man.
Well, I mean, so let's talk a little bit about that, dude. You know, that was a rough way to leave Oakland, dude. So, you know, what do you got to say to the fans that were booing Derek Carr at the end of that game?
You know, man, it's not all on one person, man. There's a whole recipe of things, just like making dinner, man. And in order to make a bomb dinner, there's so many different recipes to make it. It's not just one thing. I mean, unless you're adding barbecue sauce to the ribs, you know what I mean? But I mean, there's just a whole avalanche of things, man, that happen. You know, players could have, positioned better. You know, could have been better play calling. There was just so many different things, and I don't know, man, but I just didn't feel like they did them right, dude. It's kind of, I get it. I was upset that it didn't happen the way it did, but you know what? It is what it is, man. And you know what? Just go out with some pride. I don't want us to still continue to have that reputation like we're all bad dudes under masks and pain and like, you know what I mean? Because we're some real cats that do a lot of good for people, and we talked about that on the last show, so I'm not gonna get into that. But I mean, it's just something that you want to keep on your quarterback's shoulders, but at the same time, it could be something that's going to stay in the back of his mind when he goes to Las Vegas. Like, hey, you know what? I got to step my game up, and now with this new QB coming in, I got a lot to prove. It's either put up or shut up now, dude. Because I'm on his side, but it can't be consistent. No more check downs. I mean, even if they're open, do something with the play, bro. But then even when he did, the fumbling in the end zone, I get it, he tried, but it's like, man, dude, you gotta know. I didn't like. My flat out answer is I didn't like that he did that. You mean throwing things and doing? Come on, man. It's like really, let's just I don't know. But everybody feels different, bro. That's just my opinion,
Yeah, I agree with you though.
Booing. Yeah, I wasn't booing. I was trying to get right there to talk because I was, kind of like in the same area, and I was in section 106, so. Everybody was kind of pushing forward to try to talk to some players, and it's kind of like a lot of the players didn't come out, to pay, show us some love because of the atmosphere that was going on, and it's kind of like, well, damn, dude, now you robbed the ones that really wanted to stay later on, and hey, we'll see you on the next round, and they kind of restricted, dude. They just kind of like, nah, hell no, I ain't coming out there, hell no.
Yeah, man, they ruined it for everybody, right?
They did, man. I mean, come on. I didn't boo. I know a few people that did, and I was kind of like, man, why you guys do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's show them we're better than that. Okay, they didn't win. Okay, it's not always just about certain things, man. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It's the last game. We got to embrace it. Let's enjoy these last moments here. And I believe we probably would have stayed out there a little bit longer if it wasn't because of that. But they're trying to rush everybody out because of that.
Man, yeah, that was
just soaking it up though. As I'm leaving, I'm soaking it up. I'm not really the selfie type, but I'm over there taking pictures in front of the stadium, videos. Me and wifey out there, doing our last thing, hearing them fireworks going off, even though we didn't win, man. I ended up like, damn, this is it. Like, it just didn't seem real, dude. It was just like, damn, this is it. This is home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oakland is Mecca, as Wayne says.
Yeah, man. Oakland's Oakland, man. You can never replicate or duplicate that. It's going to be a different environment, but we're going to have to somehow mold it back, but on a different level. Because I don't know, man. I think we should leave kind of certain things in Oakland, but bring certain things with us to keep that tradition going, keep that tradition strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Yeah, I'm all for it, man. Like Cisco's over there, dude. So you know the black hole's over there trying to do just that, you know.
Oh yeah, mandatory. Oh yeah. Even shit when we play the Rams or the Chargers, we're gonna block. It's our second home over here, man.
Oh
in
yeah.
LA. It's gonna be blacked out. They have no idea. I'm pretty sure they do, but nah, it's gonna be a home game.
So, I mean, with all these cancellations going on, dude, Polo, he's putting it out there that the Santa Maria parade is still on, dude. So, any news on that?
Yeah. As far as I know, it's still a go. We talk regularly, and we're trying to get all these functions still continuing to go. God willing, all this just slows down, stops to where we can return back to our normal lives, because this parade is going to be awesome. I'm not going to say too much, but this is definitely not one to miss.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about the past experiences at the Santa Maria parade.
What's that, bro? I didn't catch that.
Talk a little bit about the past Santa Maria parades. What's the experience like?
Oh man, everybody. We basically take the whole show, man. And I'm not taking anything from anybody out there, because there's plenty of other cool floats out there. There's people doing their thing, representing. There's all the different things that make it what it is. But it seems like when we're out there, we just kind of like all of a sudden we're the head turners. We're out there, having fun, representing our team, showing the love and passion that we got for them. Polo does an amazing job, as well as Mike and everybody else that takes the time to do it. Everybody that's in our club, they do an awesome job behind the scenes. A lot of people don't get credit for it, and they should. So shout out to everybody behind the scenes in TVH Santa Maria. But man, they're killing it, man. Polo and Mike are doing an awesome job, and everybody, as far as getting sponsorships and organizing all different types of things, barbecues, all kinds of different stuff. That's just a lot of fun. So, I mean, like I said, I really hope that this parade, it doesn't get canceled, because this is definitely not one to miss. There's going to be some special appearances, which I don't know if I'm able to even mention, so I'm gonna just stop right there.
Yeah, don't spoil. No spoilers.
Hey, fucker! So, because I know he might be listening, man, and I don't want to get a text message right now with the middle finger saying, "Hey, fuck you, shut up." So, yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome, man. Anybody that can make it, I mean, even if you just go out there to watch, support, we'll all gather up, talk. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. I really hope it doesn't get canceled.
Yeah, man, me too, dude. I got my plane tickets already, dude. I'm ready to go, man. I'm gonna stay with a friend of mine, dude. I want to make sure I see him.
I see a lot of other people. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be bigger than last year.
Yeah, Mad Max was telling me all about it during that Coast to Coast show I did with him, dude. I was sold, man. Looking at the pictures and stuff, man. And Polo said I can get me and my daughter on the float. Oh man, I really want to go to that, dude. And I know who the guests are. I'm not saying anything either, Raider Nation.
I know you do. Well, that's why I said I don't want to say too much, because then we're both gonna get some hate mail right now.
Is that a middle finger right there?
Me out. Right now, ding! Oh shit, I'm on the shit list. All right, you're off the float. Back to the line.
Oh man.
It'll be like, you're walking, fool.
I'll delete it. I'll delete the video.
Oh yeah, I'll stop. Edit. Yeah, we'll sound like a 90s cassette. Remember when you get the edited side with the
yeah.
Half the song was like edited and bleached out.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like, oh man, okay, whatever. I don't want to hear this shit no more. Throw that shit out the window. It didn't have the parental advisory. But I'm so salty over this fucking the draft, bro. I mean, I was all in, man. I mean, getting all that money that I would put into it refunded. I mean, yeah, okay, look cool, but damn, dude, I put all that. We put so much just to go have such a great time for all those days. It was like, man, like really, like what are you doing? But I get it, bro. There was gonna be, I mean, thousands of people out there, bro.
Oh yeah, the Raider Nation was about to take over, dude.
Oh, we're definitely gonna make our presence felt, man.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Everybody that I talked to was, I mean, I'd say 98 or 99% I mean, I know there was another couple percentage out there that had family things and other obligations that they just couldn't make it. But man, everyone and their grandmama was gonna be up there.
Yeah, you know it, brother.
Oh yeah, for sure. We that was our chance to make our presence felt. Like, hey, not only do you get this beautiful stadium and our team, you get us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was gonna be a good time.
Aren't in with the move. I really wasn't at first, but it's already been a couple years since we've known this, and I've kind of learned to live with it. I mean, it's that stadium is just too damn beautiful to not. I mean, it's badass, man. I don't even want to say beautiful because it's badass. It's just, you look at it and it just looks so mean. I mean, man, I just like the whole design. I just like just to see the way it's being built. It just looks awesome, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was excited to go, dude. I was gonna broadcast from there. I was gonna get like a laptop case that I could strap to my shoulders and things like that, and just go around in the crowd and interview people, dude. I was looking forward to it, man. I was gonna hook up with Double G over there, Mad Max, Sammy Alonso, you, everybody, man. I mean, I was so disappointed when they said that they had to cancel it. You know, there in Vegas, anyways. They're still gonna have it, but.
Yeah, man, and all the other chapters, a lot of the other ones, even Matanza from Penguin, his got canceled, man, and that's sad. It's like, man, I know they put a lot of time and effort getting that together, but at the same time, everybody's health and safety and families come first, you know. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be for a later date, so it's like, you know what I mean? It's to be continued.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just hope a lot of other functions aren't going to get canceled because it's unfortunate. But right now, everybody's got to worry about their livelihoods and their families, of course, and you know, and just stay healthy out there so we can all. Once this all passes, like everything else does, we all gather together and finally able to hug each other and give somebody to stay 6 feet away and not getting looked. Nobody even says bless you anymore, man, when you sneeze. They just look at you like.
I hope you don't got it.
Oh, hell no. I was like, motherfucker, look, everybody has a cough every once in a while. It's part of you could fucking get something in your throat, it gets itchy and a cough. But when you're sitting there going, that's when I'm like, oh, hell no, get the fuck that shit. Don't fuck away from me.
That's when you need a hazmat suit.
Yeah, if it's you're like, okay, yeah, it's natural, whatever. Or even a little sneeze every once in a while, you know, because especially where we work, man. I mean, in commercial areas, and you get so much stuff from other trades up in the area. I mean, I have bad sinuses, so right now I'm a little stuffy. So when I'm at work, everybody's like, "What's wrong with you?" Man, stop it.
Oh man, yeah, everybody's on high alert, dude.
Oh yeah, it's to be expected, man. It's to be taken serious, you know. It really is, but. Some motherfuckers be taking this shit a little too far, you know, as far as like making people feel uncomfortable. But it's kind of like I get it, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be offended by it. You know, there's other people handle these types of things, which is a lot of people aren't used to these types of things. That's the thing. I'm old enough to where I've been through a few other little, you know, areas here. You know, they had the SARS, the H1N1. So I kind of got the feel. But this one right here is just a little. Well, actually, not a little. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's just the way everything's put out and said. I mean, a lot of people are just running crazy, man. I mean, shit, I still can't find good. I mean, I'm good on certain products, and I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to try to get my house rated.
Yeah, don't do that.
I ain't gonna do that shit. No, but I still can't go out and find certain things, man. And I'm like, I'm not that one out there trying to buy the whole store. I just want to keep, you know, what I do use on a daily basis, just restocked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go get all crazy, but dude, it's hard to find anything.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's not that bad here in Texas yet, dude, but it did at first. You know, the shelves, like every package of toilet paper was gone, dude. And I was like, oh my God, it was surreal, dude. But now, like I said earlier, dude, they're shutting down Waco. Waco's only like 2 hours from me. You know, I've been hearing that San Antonio's getting ready to shut down. So yeah, I know they're getting ready to shut down Austin.
It's gonna happen for a while, man. I mean, even certain essential things are not gonna be deemed essential. I know job sites are gonna get, you know, they're gonna get shut down. I mean, the minute you see McDonald's and fast food places shutting down, that's when you know we're done.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, wait a minute, man. Why is Popeyes and KFC and all this? But yeah, okay, I get it. Food. But I still, you don't know who's making that food, man.
Yeah. Well, that's, dude, I'm
That-
not gonna eat out for a long, long time, dude.
Oh, I ain't eating out for shit right now.
Yeah. It'll be a
Anytime
long
I go to the
time.
store, I'm Lysoling all my groceries.
Yeah, I'm just going straight to work, because I just work, and I've worked for a smaller company, so we just kind of do service work and things like that. So I'm just trying to go to that
Okay.
job and back home, dude. Where then we
that's
got those
exactly what I'm
little
doing, man.
rubber gloves that we use so we don't get fingerprints all over the walls, man. I'll start wearing those all day, every day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always wearing a bandana. I don't think that would stop it, but hopefully, it gives you enough time to get the damn thing off and throw it off if somebody coughs in your face. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Hell yeah. No, I stay stocked on those. I always got one over my face. I had a couple people that hooked me up with some cool stuff. Stay Repping brand, he hooked me up with some cool banyos for my face. And, yeah, dude, I'm always definitely wearing a bandana over my face. A hoodie when in the morning when it's cold because I start super early. And, the Maxi Flex gloves that we use, so when we're running MC or conduit, you got that oil and that grease.
Yeah.
I use those on a daily. So I'm doing my part, man. And just to and from, that's it.
Well, yeah, just be safe out there, brother. Do your part, like you said, and just be safe.
All the time, bro. You too.
Hey, well,
Everybody
before I let you
out
go,
there.
though, I know you said you had to leave a little early, but you've been on here for almost a full time, so go ahead and tell the Raider Nation where to find you on social media.
Okay. So if anybody wants to find me out there, and I don't want any hate mail from anything I said, man, because I tried to do that one other time, and I got blown up with all kinds of crazy shit.
Oh, yeah. Don't do that, Raider Nation.
Yeah, don't do that. No, I'm not saying Raider Nation, but other people that might happen to stumble across me, like, hey, okay, well, I'm going to fuck with this dude. Anybody can find me under OG Raider 805 Ray. Hit me up. It's a private account for a certain reason. If I see it, I'll hit you up, reply, and if you're cool, I'll accept you. But always got updates on all kinds of cool stuff. Just keep it about family, keep it about Raiders. No politics, please.
Yes.
There's no politics, and we're good. Keep it friendly, keep it cool. Stay genuine. Let's talk about the Raiders. Talk about everyday life. Hey, and we're all good, man.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for coming back on, bro. And keep in touch, and I'll let you know when those patches come in.
Awesome, man, because I want to get a few of those. And everybody out there, stay safe, do your part, and we'll all get over this. It'll pass, and we'll all be together again, and we'll all party it up and drink some beers.
Amen to that.
Amen.
All right, brother. I'll reach out to you.
All right, Homer. Thanks for having me on there again, man. You have a good one.
You too, bro.
Later.
All right, Raider Nation. An Oaktown legend, OG Raider Ray, man. Go ahead and find him on social media. That dude is cool, man. We were on the flag. We were down there on the field at the flag unfurling together. Man, that was a great experience, man. And he was on Oaktown Legends episode 1 with Mob Boss and Raider Dirty Jers. So you can check that out and get a good idea of, what it was like that day. Week 1, 2019. Monday Night Football with Gruden's 100th victory. All right. Our next guest, man, I'm excited about this one. This stoner dude from Raiderhead. He also had a podcast. They were the original Raider Fan Radio. I know a lot of y'all know who Murph is, but the original Raider Fan Radio was, Stoner Dude was a part of that. And so we're going to learn a little bit about the original Raider Fan Radio. We're going to learn about Raiderhead. And, it's going to be fun. I'm excited for this call. So let's go ahead and get him on the line. All right, Raider Nation. Here he is, Stoner Dude of Raiderhead. How you doing, Stoner Dude?
Hey, man, all things considered, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm hanging in there. I'm isolated. I just cleaned my bong. It's nice and sterilized, just to make sure. Yep, works good. Everything's good.
Sounds good.
And then say it again.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man. Hey, as long as you're in isolation, you gotta have your food. You gotta have your bong. You gotta have your, nice jar of some good green. You gotta have some good vibes. You gotta have some cool movies to watch and whatever you got going, man. We gotta occupy our time.
Oh yeah. I do it with video games a lot.
What kind of? Do you play Madden? Do you like to play the computer and all that kind of stuff?
I play Madden. I joined a league, but I'm not that good at it, man. I just, but I play Marvel Contest of Champion. I'm a huge Marvel comics fan too. So.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah.
Hey man, whatever passes the time. Hey, you know what I have to tell you, dude? Let's just start out of the gate here. Now, first of all, I admire your commitment to excellence in putting together a great radio show for Raider fans to come hang out. It's a little bit of an escape, especially right now. But your commitment to that Homer mask is like the most ultimate thing, man. You have my utmost respect and admiration.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you. Coming from somebody that has their own or had their own podcast, you still have that podcast?
Wait, say that again?
And coming from somebody that, has podcasting experience, man, I really appreciate that, man.
Oh, yeah. I did RaiderFanRadio.com with Raider Rob and Black Hole Steph for about 15 years in the Bay Area. And I unfortunately, I had to resign from that a few years ago when I moved to Vegas. I moved here to become a professional drummer and work on the Strip and do all kinds of gigs. And but I've always kept in touch. But, man, my days at Raider Fan Radio were awesome. Over the past 20 years, obviously going to all the training camps and seeing all the signings, going to all the press conferences, getting to see Al Davis up close and personal. I was there for the famous overhead projector press conference, So, yeah, my time with them. And so, yeah, I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the different Raider fans out there that, especially now with the internet and all the things we can do to keep us together and have fun with it, year round. Because that's the cool thing about the Raider Nation and the Raider fans. It's a life, We love it, and we like to share it all the time.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, and not just, online and podcasts and things like that, but the events, man, that's great, too. Going and seeing people that you talk to on my show or that I talk to on my show, that it's a special, dude. The Raider Nation is something that's very unique, very special, dude, and it's I'm glad to be a part of it.
Absolutely, man. When you first get a chance to go out there at your first Raider game, and you're not hip to it. I'm talking like the ones that really first go out there. There's people that are apprehensive or even maybe a little scared sometimes, because it can be intimidating sometimes because it's so loud and crazy. But the bottom line is it really is, and this pun intended, it's infectious. It takes over.
Yeah. Infectious for sure, dude. I during the Vegas move at first, right? I hadn't been to Oakland at that point, dude, so I didn't understand the magnitude of the Oakland fan base and what they do, right, at the tailgates. And so, I didn't have an appreciation for it. So, I was on the wrong end of that argument. But when I went to Oakland, dude, I fell in love, man. I fell in love, dude. It was something that was special, dude. And it's like, when you say, oh, this is my family, when you're talking about your friends, you could take that for granted and you just throw that word around. But in the Raider Nation, dude, it really is a family, man. And it's a great thing to be a part of.
I mean, I can certainly add to that because, when I first moved to the Bay back in 98 or so, which is like, over 20 years now, 22 years ago, I have about a 30-year history with the Bay Area. But when I did move there and I did start going to my first Raider games and I was so attracted to it, within the fan base that I met out in the parking lot, and all those people ended up literally being my best friends for the next, ever since. The kind of people you would talk to and get to know every day, get to know their families. If you had some hard times, maybe they might help you out, or vice versa. They were truly people people that I'll know forever. And I'm very glad for people that have changed and altered my life. And that was the most beautiful thing of living in the Bay and going to all those games. But now, and it's so weird, man, because I mean, after all those years being there, and then being so proactive with many other fans, trying to keep them there, and trying to make sure that they didn't leave, and we did everything. We did all the rallies out in front of Oakland. We did all that stuff, man. I got to participate with all that, and then to finally see them make the decision to move to Vegas. And now that I am here, I've been here for 6 years now. As much as I feel all the sorrow and the loss for the fans in Oakland in the Bay Area, at the same time, I also feel the excitement of what we're hoping for in the future and what we're trying to build and what the Raiders are trying to build.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Davis, dude, I mean, I know he's not necessarily the most popular person in Oakland, but he's done a hell of a job at creating his, blazing his own trail and creating his own legacy, and kind of repairing, that legacy that kind of fell apart at the end of Al Davis's life, by, bringing in Reggie McKenzie, who was an ex-player, came in, helped us get out of that salary cap hell. Then he brought in Mike Mayock, who interviewed, with Al Davis, and just before that, he brought back John Gruden, who was, who got traded, and that was a huge mistake. So, I mean, kudos to Mark Davis. And so you're in Vegas, so tell us what that stadium is looking like right now.
Well, first of all, talk about surreal, man. I play drums for a living, and I rehearse at some of the studios and the warehouses right there on the site where they're building the stadium. And I watched them literally build it from the dirt up, when they the first sign of when you saw the concrete mixer and it had the Raider logo on the side, you're like, whoa, this is really happening. And then to drive by it almost every day, everybody around here obviously driving by it and just watching it build little by little by little. And I've seen all the fans come out here too, I mean, I'll be at the airport to travel some other places, and of course, I'd see all kinds of Raider fans rolling in. A lot of them are obviously my good friends, like I said, for 20 years. I know a lot of the season ticket holders out there that I would see every weekend, and they're coming out here. It's an exodus, and to see it build it to where it's literally going to be the state of the art stadium. It's amazing. It really is. It's everything Al Davis, I think, would have envisioned. And you've got the torch of Al Davis facing the Strip. I mean, that's what he wanted. He wanted a home for the Raider fans and for his team. He wanted it to be state of the art, and that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be the top notch. The sad part is, unfortunately, at this point in time, is that we're not going to get to enjoy it the way we would have had we had an NFL draft. I mean, it was set up so perfectly for the fans to go there and debut the stadium, and for it to be in the background and all these people on the Strip having a good time and partying for 3-4 days. But that all got canceled. So the proverbial rug was pulled out from everybody. Obviously, we have to consider now way more important things in our lives to try to move forward, and hopefully we get to be in that stadium. But it has been certainly amazing. I think it's a crown jewel of the NFL. And yes, I agree with you on Mark Davis. Mark Davis took a lot of slack, and I'll be honest, I was one of them. I was one of the fans that said, Mark Davis is going to inherit this team, and he's not going to know what to do. And he was more of the young partier in his younger days, but ultimately he obviously picked up a lot from Al Davis, and he also obviously learned from some of the mistakes his dad made, especially towards the end of his life. And I think you're right. He did try to make amends in a lot of ways. He brought guys like Marcus Allen and John Gruden, light the torch, and he went out and got beast mode because that was a Raider move. He brought back Charles Woodson because that was a Raider move, old school Raider. Oh, once a Raider, always a Raider. And ultimately, the big one, John Gruden, or as Mark Davis would say or said at this press conference, the big effing deal. When you start off, you're the owner of an NFL franchise, and you start off your press conference, and this is a big effing deal, the big fucking deal. That's a pretty big, and it is. So we're excited, and I can't wait for everything to get back to normal to where we can think about those kinds of things and move forward with it. But in the meantime, it is free agency. The draft, as of now, is still going, and we're going to all go with it. We're going to move along with it.
So how are you feeling about the free agents that we signed this year?
Love them all. I love Corey Littleton. That's the big one. That's the money one. I mean, we needed linebackers, obviously, and we went out and got as good as the one you could find in the NFL that was available. And probably my favorite is only because I really have felt strongly that the defensive tackle position was, just as bad as any other position. And that's the front and middle of your line, man. We weren't getting any pressure on the quarterback. We weren't really getting we weren't collapsing the pocket. We still gave all these guys way too much time to throw. And we at least went out and got Malik Collins, which is at least a good start, and it's not over yet. We still may draft someone in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, whatever. Hopefully we'll pick up a Max Crosby kind of player that Mike Mayock now is obviously, he set the bar. He went out and showed he can go out and find guys that you don't know about and that I don't know about, but they know about. But anyways, back to the defensive tackle position. Probably that's one of my favorites, man. You can't go into the playoffs and not have a top 4 or 5 defense in the league. If you want to win a championship, you got to have one of the best, and we haven't had that in a long. Can you imagine the last time we had a good defense, the best defense we had in a long time, was probably one of the worst years, like 2005, 2006. When we had like Warren Sapp and Derek Burgess, we were like the number 4 defense, and we didn't score a point to save our life under the bread and breakfast offense back then.
Yeah.
But the point being is that, we got to build up our defense. And the fact is, man, they're doing it. They're bringing all these camp bodies. I've heard some of your callers and your guests earlier talking about the camp bodies. I'm not worried about these guys we're signing right now. Some are good, some are okay. But, we got competition. We're going to go in and we're going to put the best product on the field right now. And I have all the faith in the world in Mike Mayock, man. I think he's one of the best.
Yeah, dude, he's knocking it out of the park. That 2019 draft class was one of the best I've ever seen in my life, and he definitely has that eye for talent. At first, man, with Mayock, man, I thought, oh man, is this too much ESPN star power? Because we had just brought Gruden back. Now we're bringing in Mike Mayock, but man, was I fucking off, right? Because that guy's on it, man. And now, like you said, he's knocking it out of the park again with the free agents class this year in 2020. Malik Collins, that guy, you watch his highlights, he can definitely push the pocket, he's got the spin move, he's got the stiff arms, or, the straight arms, he's got all that bull rush, everything. He's got everything you need, and that's something that will definitely help Mad Max in my mind because, Mad Max is going to see a lot of double teams, but a lot more double teams. They're going to they might start approaching him like they do Khalil Mack, but with Collins in there, you're not going to be able to do that. And Nassib, I think he's going to come in and he's going to be that 3rd down rusher that we needed Arden Key to be. And then of course, man, Corey Littleton, I'm hoping that he can shut down Travis Kelce, with the Chiefs, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if he's going to be able to beat out Harris. Like I said, I think Harris has got those ball hawking skills, and I think he's going to come in and know his position, especially with the shortened preseason, and he's going to be able to keep his job. But the depth there is what we really needed, right? Because when Jonathan Abrams went down and then Carl Joseph, that's when we started to really hurt, and that's why Harris was in there. And then there's Eli Apple. We'll see what happens with that. I'm starting to think, because we got Marinelli now, right? He obviously, maybe he saw something in Eli Apple, and he was putting in, talking to Mayock a little bit. So we'll see what happens there. But Trayvon Mullen, I think, could be a true number 1 cornerback. Given time, and hopefully this year he'll show that. But this is an exciting time.
Raider Homer, you got also. We also have to always think about, and I do it anyways every year, every season. Right when it gets to this point, we think about all these players and we stock up, and then there's that time right before the season starts where all of a sudden we pick up somebody out of the blue.
Yeah.
You're like out of nowhere, and it's like, whoa, really? They're going to be on the team. Remember when Jerry Rice became a Raider, or Andre Rison? It's like, what? Really? Is that really going to happen? So I leave myself open to that expectation of the element of surprise that Gruden's going to do something at the 11th hour. But I heard you talking a lot about Mariota with Marcus Mariota with a lot of your guests, and I've been thinking about Marcus Mariota too. And I think he's a prototypical Gruden kind of quarterback. He's a mobile, smart guy, and he's athletic, he's talented. I don't think they didn't go out and get him going, he's going to come here. And, I'm not worried about Derek Carr feeling pressure or feeling like he needs to light a fire lit. I think Derek Carr is a very fiery quarterback. I think he's a very smart quarterback that knows what he's doing in this system, or getting better at it anyways. But as you remember or recall, the last 2 seasons, we couldn't find a backup quarterback to save our life.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I was concerned about most in the preseason. Both years in a row, 2 years in a row, 18-19. We don't have a backup quarterback. Not only do we have a backup quarterback, we got an experienced quarterback that fits Gruden's mold. And it reminds me a little bit about, let me see, Marcus Tuiasosopo or Bruce Gradkowski. You know, he could be. And the thing I like about Marcus Mariota probably the most of all is that this last season, when he was playing for the Titans, he was the anointed starter for all those years. He was a second-round pick. I mean, the expectations were so high, and he loses his job to Ryan Tannehill, who I think was a good quarterback to begin with. But point being is that when that moment came, he went to the sideline, and he did his job, and he stayed in the game, and he went out and even played on the field. He was a team player, man, and that to me, and you know, to Gruden, that's as important as all those other tangibles, you know. So bottom line is he's groomed to, even though he's a backup quarterback, he's groomed to be the starter, you know. So it only bodes good for us. That means we got 2 guys that are working hard at the position. Bring on more, you know. Bring it on. We want all the best players we can get. I'm just glad it ain't Tom Brady. That's what I'm happy about.
Man, dude. Yeah, but Tom Brady would have been an upgrade over both of them, dude. Even though he's old, dude, he would have been an upgrade over both of them. But we definitely could have used Mariota in 2016, and that's something that I was excited about, you know, when they signed Mariota. But I just don't think he's going to be able to beat out Carr. And you heard it earlier. You can question why would Derek Carr need that kind of motivation, but sometimes you just get complacent, you know, and you get comfortable, and you do need somebody to light a fire under your ass. That passion again sometimes, and maybe that's where Carr's at. And it was a good signing. It was a good signing. Mariota, you know, like you said, dude, it's not going to hurt to have him on the team. You know, it's not going to hurt to have him on the team. He's a good quarterback. It's just, I don't know, man. It's with all this stuff that's going on in the real world, you know, I just don't think that he's going to be able to find the time to beat out Carr. But he's definitely a great backup.
Well, look, man, Carr's a guy. That's the beauty of it too. We don't feel the pressure of a quarterback controversy. Carr knows he's going to go in and be the starter right now. He doesn't have the looming specter of Tom Brady over his shoulder. You know, that's done. You know, he can now sleep a little easier and know that when things blow over, hopefully, God willing, and we get back to a life, all of us do, that he'll be able to live in his house in Vegas. At least he knows he's got a job this year. And again, I like Derek Carr. I've been a fan of his since he started playing for us. I thought it was a great draft pick. I love how he's developed diverse situations you could with different head coaches and so on and so forth. We know the history with him, you know. And you know, when his first year with Gruden, he took a beating, man. He took a beating behind that line. He's hung in there. I mean, he was playing in games that any other guy, starting quarterback worth a damn, would have said, "Get me out of here," you know, or get me on the sideline. Go put in our backup.
That's what I mean. He's never quit on us.
And then last year,
he's never quit.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say that again. Say it again.
That's what I like him the most about him is he's never quit on us. You know, he came in, he broke the pinky, right? Still played. I mean, I think if he could have played with the broken leg, he would have. He broke his back, came back. He only missed 1 game, came back. Then the next year, man, he gets sacked so many times, the most ever, and he still just doesn't. It's my fault. I got to do better. I got to do this. I got to do that. You know, he just never quit. And some people say he throws the team under the bus, but I don't really think he does. I think he's learning how to call out wide receivers and things like that. But he's never quit on the Raiders, man. He showed his heart and passion, his soul. You know, he is a Raider. You know, it's in his soul. But
he's a genuine franchise quarterback. He faces the media. He goes out there and he plays nice. He does right by his team as far as his representation. You know, he's just if they're winning, when you're losing, then it's like you got every criticism in the world. But if you're winning, imagine any team if they had a winning quarterback that acted the way he did. You know, as far as a professional. and again put up the stats and went out and was efficient and was tough and all those things. And Gruden said it best, man. I'm sure you've all seen this when he just did a tour of the new stadium. He's walking around with the hard hat on, and they're showing him all the cool new places and aspects of the stadium. And he walks away impressed, and the first thing he said was, "We got to win some games."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Yeah, you do.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to win some games." So they know what they got to do, and it's amazing, man. You win some games in that new stadium, and all of a sudden, it's a whole new world, man. It's Raider Nation. It's amazing. It's top headline news, and it's going to happen, man. They're groomed for it. They're doing it the right way. Mike Mayock, as he keeps saying, it's a foundational kind of draft last year, and they're going to do the same thing this year, and they're going to keep at it. They didn't go out and spend $1 million on one guy this year. They're not just blowing their wad on some. They're trying to build a team, man, and they're doing it right. So it's going to come around. We just gotta get to it.
And you know what? I think that they're doing it. They're on the right road. I think Mayock, he understands how to draft and sign players, for a system, a defensive system and an offensive system. So I'm excited to see what he does in the draft this year.
Right on. Hey, so Raider Homer, sorry, were you going to come out to the draft, or did you have plans to do that?
Oh yeah, man. I had my plane tickets and everything, dude. I was ready to go, man. I was going to broadcast from there and everything, man. But it's all right as long as I'm hoping that the season starts off right, and then I'm going to be there for the first game ever. Whether I can get into the stadium or not, I'm going to be there at the tailgate, right? Because I want to be there with the family,
Yeah, I just want to be there for that energy, man. Yeah. I just want to. I drive around that stadium area, and I see, a lot of people are talking about how, where are people going to park and where are people going to tailgate and all this other stuff, and as good as anybody, Raider fans will figure it out.
Oh yeah.
In other words, they'll just pull up, break out the grill, start the DJ or the band or the whatever, and they'll just build a party right there on the street, man. They don't need any special invitation or a parking permit to go, do their thing.
Right. Hey, and speaking of bands, man, let's get into Raiderhead. You were the drummer, but you also started the band, right?
Well, I started the band back in 99, 2000, around there. I started it with one other individual, with the lead singer, who was a Raider fan who grew up in Oakland and knew the history of the team. He went to all the games, had season tickets. Van Dammit, the lead singer for the band. And when I first moved there, he took me to my first game, and I went out in that parking lot, and I saw bands playing, and I saw the good times people were having. And I'm like, I got to be part of this, man. I mean, it's football. It's everything that I love. And then I had my first opportunity to play in a parking lot for the South Shield tailgate party in the South Side C lot. And my first time playing out there, we just went out there and played. We just did our thing. We played music. We played all kinds of songs, stuff you'd hear at any band play. And after we did that a couple times, it just really made sense to us, and as the band members, we need to make this a Raider band. If we're going to play in front of Raider fans, and every weekend it's a tailgate party, we got to make this a Raider band. And you would even ask, what is a Raider band? We didn't know. Nobody knows. People still don't know. But the Raider fans know. Now we got DJs and bands and all kinds of things. But 20 years ago it was a relatively new concept. And so from that point on, we had a song called Raiderhead. And it was getting some airplay on the local radio with, even Greg Papa back then, and some of the local radio talk shows were playing our music and giving us that opportunity. And little by little, we would just write more songs and turn it into a real hardcore Raider fan show. I mean, so we consider ourselves a Raider tribute band, which there is no such thing. There's no Packer tribute band. There's no Detroit Lions tribute band. There's none of that, and we've been doing it ever since. And yeah, man, we did it for all those years in the parking lot at all the Raider rallies. We played at Ricky's in San Leandro every single Saturday before a home game or the night before a home game. We did that for about 15 years. We even did it last year. Last year we did it. Last game was when when the Pittsburgh Steelers played, and they thought that was going to be the last game in Oakland in 2018. But anyways, point being is that we kept it going, and frankly, I thought I wasn't going to do it anymore. I walked away from it, not because I didn't want to do it, but because I moved to Vegas, and I thought, yeah, maybe I'll go back to Oakland a couple times a year, get the band together, and go play there, you know? Now that I'm in Vegas and I'm playing drums full-time with different bands and playing in the music scene here, well, I guess it would behoove me not to, you know, get Raiderhead going again. So ultimately, that's what I decided to do about a year ago, as I saw that it was really going to happen and the stadium was being built. And so we're ready to do it again, man. We got a few new band members, but we got about 20 years of history, and it's all about singing about the tradition of the Raiders, trying to get Raider fans fired up before a game, having fun, talking about the old games like the Sea of Hands, and on and on and on. Anything to get Raider fans stoked, you know, and that's what the band's built around. We're really there to have fun, and we bring up other musicians and rappers and all kinds of Raider fans on stage, and we turn it, you know, we're like a Funkadelic show. You know how Funkadelic brings 20 people on stage and it's a party?
Yeah.
That's what it is now, and that's what it's going to be when we do it in Vegas.
Hey, well, you know I can play the Autumn Wind as a Raider, right? I sent you that link.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm ready to play. Just let me know, Captain.
Oh, man, hey, we'll get you up there, Raider. We're going to put on a show, man. You're not going to come out in that crazy mask and not me get you out there and have fun with it.
Oh, yeah, dude. I even practiced with the mask on, dude. I would love to play, you know, with the mask on and all that, like Buckethead did, you know, that man.
Yeah, like Buckethead. I love that. It was a great reference.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, all right. So, you know, we're coming up on the end of the show. So tell the Raider Nation how to find you on social media.
You want to find us on social media, you go on Facebook. You could either go to, well, Raiderhead, it's Raider, H-E-D, Raiderhead. Raiderhead/LV. That's Raiderhead/LV. We're on Facebook. We have a page. We just restarted. And Stoner Dude, you can find me on Facebook too. And I would love to connect with everybody out there. And I really do look forward to some good times. I know these are scary, uncertain times. A lot of people are worried and scared, but at the same time, you know, here it is. We are in fear of this pandemic apocalypse, but I still see people out there managing to somehow have a good time and realize that life is worth living. And I think if we just stay with that mindset and take care of each other, we're going to get through it.
Amen to that, man. Amen to that, man. And thank you again
for
coming
Homer. It was great talking. I appreciate your time, man, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk again real soon.
Oh, yeah, dude. Door's always open, man. Anytime you want to come on and talk about the Raiders, just let me know.
Right on, man.
All
Later,
right.
Raider.
All right, brother. Take it easy. There you go, Raider Nation. Find him. Stoner Dude, Raiderhead on social media, man. That's awesome, dude. Like, the Raider Nation is deep, man. You got vendors, you got event coordinators, entertainers, super fans, man, clubs, man, dude. It's a great thing to be part of the Raider Nation. And like you said, you know, in these trying times, man, we're still finding, you know, we're still living. We're still living, man. Life is worth living. That was well said, Stoner Dude. Thank you so much for coming on the channel. Man, Raider Nation, we're still going to grind it out here at the Raider Homer channel. One way or another. I'm going to keep lining up people to come on and talk about the Raiders no matter what, man. So I appreciate y'all viewing. I appreciate y'all subscribing to my channel. Make sure you subscribe to Take Aim with Zags. Make sure you subscribe to the Only Nation podcast. Show those ladies some support, man. They're out there grinding hard for the Raider Nation too. And speaking of grinding hard, right? You know how we end the show. We always like to end the show with a message. Have a good night, Raider Nation. What message do you have for the Raider Nation here and now and into the future?
Pretty simple, brother. Raider Nation, I'm speaking to you as an ambassador. Always stay true, stay loyal, keep the beliefs, and keep the faith. We will return.